Hi, my name is Dana Joseph, and I'm a professor at the University of Central Florida. I've published what seems like a boatload of meta-analyses myself, and I teach our doctoral student course on meta-analysis here at UCF. So I'm really excited to be offering a Karma short course on meta-analysis because it's one of my favorite classes to teach. I think meta-analysis is an incredibly valuable tool to have in your toolkit because meta-analysis doesn't have a huge steep learning curve. You can get up and running fairly quickly in becoming a meta-analyst. And I also think meta-analysis is one of those things that when you're doing it, you learn so much about the field and about the topic you're interested in. You learn where it's been, you learn where it's going. And if you do it right and you're reading the articles as you go, you can set yourself up for some really cool research ideas and figure out exactly what your next 5 or 6 projects are as you're reading all of the research. So I love doing meta-analysis, and I hope we can design this course so you can get set up to run a meta-analysis on your own fairly quickly. In the course, we're going to cover everything you need to know about how to run a meta-analysis, the whole process from start to finish. And I like to think of the meta-analytic process as 2 sort of halves. There's like a front end and a back end of a meta-analysis. The front end is everything you need to do to prepare to do the meta-analysis. And this essentially is a series of decisions, but it starts with what makes a good meta-analytic research question and what does a good meta-analysis look like? And then it gets into all the nitty-gritty decisions like where are we searching for literature? What search terms are we using? How do I set up my code sheet? What are we coding for? What studies are we including? What studies are we excluding? Who are the coders? How do we do coder training? That type of stuff where there's just a lot of decisions that need to be made ahead of time. So we're going to cover the front end of it and spend a good chunk of time on the front end and all the different software programs that are available to help you out with the front end as well. If you get that part right, I think that is the most important piece, because if you get it wrong, then you do the whole meta-analysis, and then a reviewer like myself comes along and says, I don't think you did the literature search the way you should have. And then you have to do the whole thing over again and start over, which is, it takes forever and it's emotionally painful. So we want to try to avoid that. Once we get the front end piece knocked out, we're going to move on to the back end of the meta-analysis, which is where you actually code the studies and conduct the analysis and interpret the results. For the back end, we'll discuss how to code. We'll actually code a couple articles together so you can see different ways of doing it. And we'll actually conduct a meta-analysis together, and we'll try to do it in both Excel so you can see the math and the formulas behind a meta-analysis. And then we'll do it in R, which is the software I imagine you'll use going forward. And I'll provide code for other software programs as well, just in case R isn't your favorite. Once we conduct meta-analyses together, we'll learn how to interpret the results. And along the way, I'll make sure we cover how to choose your effect size and how to convert among effect sizes, how to test moderation, mediation, how to correct your effect sizes, or if you should correct your effect sizes, how to test for publication bias and outliers, how to display your results, of course, in tables, but also in figures, and how those figures and pictures really can be worth 1,000 words, and how to report your results in a way that isn't going to get you reviewer comments from a meta-analytic reviewer like myself. We'll also cover a few special types of meta-analysis briefly to sort of spark your curiosity for future projects that are a little bit outside of the scope of like the basic meta-analysis, but gives you an idea of all the different types of cool meta-analyses you can do. By the end of the whole thing, I hope you'll have the tools and the knowledge you need to conduct your own meta-analysis and interpret meta-analyses that you're reading. I'd like to make the whole thing interactive and collaborative so we can do lots of hands-on activities together, offer plenty of time for discussion and questions so you really feel comfortable going out and doing a meta-analysis on your own. I'll also give you plenty of sample code. I'll put together a whole electronic folder that you have so you can take with you all the code and all the materials you need to go on and be successful in your meta-analytic career. If you have any questions about whether I'm going to cover a special topic of interest, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. And thanks. I'm looking forward to our Karma short course together.